What up, though? What up, though? What up? People keep moaning yesterday. Oh, yeah, gee, you know what I mean? Do a stream, do a stream, do a stream. You know what? And I said this morning, fuck it. Just gonna wake up, do a stream. I needed to do this. I was actually recording this as a video, and in the end, I just decided, you know what? It would be better if I just did this as a live stream. It meant that I didn't have to edit it. I don't have to worry about it afterwards, in terms of the whole editing process and stuff like that. Big up to obviously everyone going to be catching this on the replay. As I said, this was more very, very impromptu. So I appreciate anybody who does obviously jump into the building in itself. I think Ends might do a stream later on, so you might catch me later on anyway. So you will not have to worry. We're here for my monthly review. Yeah, it's been an interesting month, man. It's been an interesting month. I'm obviously going to I'll give you my kind of ratings for the players and stuff like that for the past month. Obviously, it's a bit difficult because not been that many games and we haven't really kicked into gear. But listen, man, we've got to do these month reviews anyway. And obviously, I'll incorporate, the summer. We'll talk about the summer deals and all these kind of things as well, man. Guys, whenever you jump into the building, I know it's early morning, early doors, make sure you hit that like button. So Liverpool this summer, obviously we went out and we've done a bit of a madness. I definitely will say that. We spent quite a bit of dosh. We spent 446 million, the most ever spent by a Premier League club in a single window, which eclipsed the 434 million spent by Chelsea in the summer of 2023. Now, us as fans in general, fans of all clubs, we always put pressure on other clubs. We always, we put it on like Arsenal, Chelsea, United, Spurs, whoever. We always put pressure on big clubs when they spend quite a lot of money, right? It's always, oh, you spent this amount of money, let's see your trophy cabinet. Now, so far for Liverpool, technically speaking, we spent 446 million this summer. If you then count in the time that Arne Slot's actually been here, I mean, add on the 12 million, I think it is for Chiesa. So let's say 446, that's 458, yeah, that we've spent in 2 seasons, right? So 460 M's roughly that we've spent, and we've won a Premier League so far. So at the moment, okay, you know what I mean? Maybe you'd probably ask more bang for your buck, but remember, we spent the large chunk of the money this summer, so we can really judge it come the end of the transfer window. A lot of people have obviously said this is the best transfer window by a Premier League team. It's between that and Chelsea. Oh, I don't know. I feel like United have had some good summers. They've had some good summers. I'll probably just say yes for the sake of it. I mean, I haven't really looked, to be fair. So I'll say yes in terms of that. I know a lot of people have said this has to be the best transfer window by a football team, in recent history and stuff like that. Depends on how recent you're trying to go, because I think the best transfer window I've ever seen, and I don't think Liverpool could ever reach that, is obviously the Madrid transfer window of summer 2009. Obviously, they got Ronaldo, Benzema, Xabi Alonso. I think they got in a couple other players as well. I mean, that Kaká, we're talking Ballon d'Or winners. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think like ours is not off that kind of level. But in terms of Premier League level, I think Chelsea's the only one that comes to mind when I think about the windows, because when I think about Chelsea's window that they had under Jose Mourinho, I mean, signing the likes of the Carvalhos, the Ferreiras, the players that they signed at the time, I wouldn't have called them big players, so to speak, in terms of, it's difficult. I mean, they just won the Champions League, so technically they were big players. I mean, they had some ballers in that team, but even the likes of like Drogba's and stuff like that, like Drogba wasn't really a bad boy. Do you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't seen as like this amazing striker when he was, in France. So yeah, for Liverpool, I would say it's definitely, it's minimum top 3 ever in the Premier League history. But yeah, if you put it top, I don't think I could disagree with you, there in that regards. I mean, you signed Alexander Isak, you signed Florian Wirtz, Ekatike, Frimpong, Kirkes, Leone obviously is a young one, so you kind of push that one to the side. But even Mamadashvili, playing an important role for Georgia during the Euros and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's it's a good window. And I think obviously the best signing for me is always going to be Alexander Isak. I think he's, a top striker, definitely the second best striker in the Premier League. Like that's for me anyway. That's without a doubt. I don't think, other than Haaland, I don't think there's any other striker as good as Alexander Isak. Florian Wirtz is still kind of a very good player, and has the potential to be that world class player. But obviously, we need to just wait for him to, to get there. Ekatike, bit of an unknown, I'll be real with that one. Started like a house on fire, but still a bit of an unknown, not really established in football at this moment in time. So I don't really know where to kind of go with that one. Frimpong, I like that. I like that signing. I really did like that Frimpong signing. I was like, you know what? If you're going to get someone to play on that right hand side, obviously for me, and we had this conversation before. For me, he is a right wing back / right winger, but it's just a good signing. 35 M's, you can't really go wrong. Kirkes, yeah, decent signing. I did want another left back, but it's a decent signing nonetheless. Who else is there? Leone, obviously, we're still a bit unknown with that one. Mamadashvili, I like Mamadash. I know Savage doesn't really fucks with Mamadashvili, and that's fair. Do you know what I mean? I can't argue with Savage's opinion in that one. But yeah, I feel like, yeah, he's a calm, backup goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think those are calm signings. And that's why when I look at, and obviously you got the Will Wrights, but I'm not really going to count those ones. So when I'm looking at like the first team signings, I'm like, yeah, I think it's decent. You know what I mean? I think it's decent. Again, we can only really judge it come the end of the season. That's when we really can kind of look at it and think, oh, well, these were really good signings for Liverpool. They helped them do this, and this. So yeah, it's just one of those kind of things, man. These are obviously the departures that we had. I mean, Trent, Diaz, Nunes, Elliott, Kwanzaa, Keller, Simicas, Nat Phillips, Ben Doak, and the works and stuff like that. I mean, Tyler Morton. I mean, bloody hell, this guy's starting like a house on fire over in France. Apparently, he's been excellent. So that's an interesting one. The departures, I think we're all kind of calm with. The only one I think most people were like, well, there's two actually on this list that people were kind of like, which was obviously Diaz and Elliott. Some people obviously Kwanzaa, but I would say Diaz and Elliott were the two that got Liverpool fans talking the most, if I'm being honest. And understandable. Diaz more so. Elliott, I think, yeah, that makes sense, to be honest with you. If you're not playing, why are we hoarding you? Do you know what I mean? Like, if anything, we're stifling your own development. So it's probably best that we allow you to move on so that you can, fulfill your potential. At the moment, we don't know what that potential is. He comes on in games randomly here, randomly there. Yeah, I just felt like at times it was a little bit unfair when it came to, someone like Harvey Elliott. And also, let's get that shit off the wage bill. Do you know what I mean? I don't really want that to just be sitting here, forever. But yeah, man, I mean, look at the signings, man. Like in this summer, 125 M's for Alexander Isak, 116 for Florian Wirtz. Nunes was our third biggest signing. Ekatike is our fourth. Do you know what I mean? These are all happenings. Yeah, I mean, relatively recently. Virgil van Dijk, obviously at 75 million, still represents probably the best deal that Liverpool probably ever done. When we're looking at the most expensive signings in the Premier League, Isak top, Wirtz second, Fernandes greedy. I mean, you look at that list. When I look at that list, right, obviously take out Isak, Wirtz, and Ekatike, because obviously they just come. When you look at that list, I'm looking at it thinking, Enzo's a weird one, man. I feel like he's good, but yeah, he's just a weird one. He's like, at the moment, I still don't feel like he's the fee that they paid for him. Yeah, no, he's not that fee. I'll tell you that for free. Grealish, yeah, that was a flop. Rice, yeah, I'll give that to Rice. Caicedo, definitely. Lukaku, obviously in his second stint at Chelsea, yeah, that was a flop. Pogba, that was a flop. And then obviously Anthony, that was the worst one. I think, yeah, Anthony's probably the worst one on that list, considering, the price that they got him in for. I thought he was going to be a good player for Manchester United. Didn't really turn out that way. And yeah, now look at it. It's looking kind of fugazi, if I'm being totally honest with you, when it comes to, Anthony. And if you look at it, Manchester United seem to have had a hand in quite a lot, quite a few of these deals. Do you know what I mean? And that kind of speaks volumes more so, if I'm being honest, to Manchester United's kind of business acumen, if I'm being real. Just not really that good. Chelsea have obviously got a couple players in there. These guys can spend crazy money, man. And listen, it's funny because these guys can spend a lot of dough and it don't really matter to them. It really doesn't. They can just spend the money, boom, Bob's your uncle, and then they can just kind of move on. If it doesn't work, we'll just flip it again. Do you know what I mean? Like they're just always playing roulette with these kind of players. It's very, very interesting, man. Obviously, this is like the squad depth for the squad. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing that we don't already know. You can kind of, if you guys want to make your screen a little bit bigger, you'll be able to see it. But yeah, I mean, 4-2-3-1, whether we stick with that for the remainder of the season. Obviously, a lot of people have spoken about whether or not when Salah obviously goes to AFCON, is that going to change? Is it going to look a bit different? Is it going to whatever? That's going to be an interesting one. I'm very intrigued to see, because every time he goes to AFCON, in recent times anyway, in the last 2 AFCONs, I would say, everyone's always like, yeah, when he goes away, Liverpool play better football, yada, yada, yada. Okay, no worries. When he goes, then we will, do you know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see. There's nothing really we can say until that period of time. I think it is literally just a wait and see, kind of situation. And this is obviously the Champions League squad as well. I think the only big thing, so to speak, was just the sheer fact that Chiesa didn't make the squad, which is okay. Of course, another interesting one, because I said you're keeping this player here at the football club. That's absolutely fine. I've got no problem with that, but I don't feel like we're respecting him enough. If I'm being 100% honest, like I don't feel like we give Chiesa enough respect, whether he deserves it or not. Obviously, that's down to you guys, you as fans and stuff like that. But for me, I'm just like, what was the point in keeping him? Like, we were better served keeping someone else, or we were better served actually just promoting someone else. Maybe we don't have that someone else in the academy that we feel that can push through. Obviously, Rio made it, but Rio's he was always going to make it anyway. I'm more thinking, yeah, if he was going to keep Chiesa, like what was that for? Maybe he's thinking, the game before a Champions League tie. Maybe if we need to, I don't know, we've got Real Madrid, for example, we've got Real Madrid, we've got Inter Milan, and these kind of tough teams. Maybe the game before those games, Chiesa can potentially play. I don't know. Like I'm just, it's more me waffling because I don't really know how Arne Slot kind of sees it, and the way that he's been kind of moving with Chiesa. Yeah, that's a bit. Yeah, it's a bit mean. It's a bit mean. But listen, man, as I say, good squad. I think, like, I'm not looking at the squad and thinking, oh, this squad is shit. It is a good squad. Yes, I might cuss the players quite a lot, and that's fair. You know what I mean? If everyone, if we look at it like that, but I do think that there are bits in the squad. But if Arne Slot can just get the team playing properly, if he can just get the team playing in a more fluid system, in a more fluid way, I do think that the team, one, it will perform better, obviously, on match days. But more importantly, I just think that we would just, you'd almost go up a level. You almost like, I don't want to keep bringing other teams, but when you've watched the other big teams, right, around Europe, wherever you think that is, when you've watched them, it's always that style of play, man. That style of play takes them from here, let me see, from here to like there all the time. It's always like that. And I just think right now we're just kind of here. Do you know what I mean? Now, listen, that might be enough to win the Premier League. Again, I don't think the Premier League is particularly that strong as it is from the way it's kind of going, but it might be enough to win the Premier League. That's great. But obviously, then when we go to Europe, yeah, it's not looking too great because, yeah, it's just one of those things. You come up against real quality opposition, the Barcelonas, the PSGs, like you come against the Real Madrid. And when you come up against some of these bad boys, yeah, it can go real left. It really can go left. So, yeah, I think that's something that Liverpool are definitely going to need to work on. But listen, we'll wait and see anyhow. All right, let's start off with the results. So we'll do the results that we've had, obviously, in the past months. Yeah. Obviously including the Community Shield as well, and then I'll give you my kind of ratings, and then we'll head on out of it. So hopefully nice and quick for you guys this morning. So obviously we've had the 4 games, won 3 of those, lost 1 on penalties. Crystal Palace obviously being that one. 4-2 against Bournemouth and 3-2 against Newcastle, 1-0 against Arsenal. All right, let's start off with the Crystal Palace one. Obviously we've spoken. I've given my kind of thoughts anyway, but yeah, I think it was the first game, so at the time I felt like I was being harsh. Like when I sat back and watched back what I said, I was like, maybe it might be a bit deep. It's the first game, but then for Palace, it didn't look like it was their first game. So then I was like, oh, okay, if the opposition looks like it's not their first game, but you do, then I can't really use that as some type of excuse. If I'm being totally honest with you, then I am looking at it thinking, yeah, maybe you do need to maybe that's something to look at. But again, it's still a pre-season type of game, so there's not much to read. But at the same time, I thought that Liverpool were going to come into this game. We're going to be playing different kinds of football. Boom, bam, bim, Bob's your uncle. But it didn't really materialize like that. And I think that's what more frustrated me, was that it didn't materialize in the way that I thought it would, in terms of the game in itself, in terms of the patterns of play. Really good that Ekitike got his goal. Really good that obviously Frimpong got his goal. All of that stuff was good. But in terms of the actual play, I thought, meh. But listen, it is what it is. And it's the first game. So, I'm not putting too much stock, behind that in itself. When we look at obviously the next game that we had, obviously against the first game against Bournemouth, I kind of did look at that and think to myself, yeah, okay. Do you know what I mean? It was again 2-0 up, dragged back to 2-2, and then obviously Chiesa and Salah obviously rounding that off. Again, it wasn't really that one. It wasn't really like it's not worrying. That's not the word I'm thinking of. It was just more like, was that it? Like, is that what? Okay, first game of the season. Obviously, with the whole thing with Diogo Jota and stuff, like there was a lot that went behind it. So again, when I looked back on it, I was a bit like, oh, okay, big up AR in the building. I told you I'll do a live at some point. Yeah, so obviously at some, I kind of did look at it and think, all right, cool. It's the first game. It's the first Premier League game. You got the 3 points. Obviously, in the way that it happened and stuff like that, you might not be too best pleased, but yeah, I'm gonna just take that again with a pinch of salt at the end of the day. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those. Then we move to Newcastle game. I think this is the game that frustrated people the most, to be honest with you, because Bournemouth, I could say Liverpool maybe just edged it, in a sense of, if there had to be a winner, I could pick Liverpool. If I had to choose one, I could maybe edge to Liverpool, and I won't be mad with that. This is a game against Newcastle. Liverpool didn't deserve this at all. Did not deserve the victory at all. And that, it frustrates me saying it, because it gets annoying after a while when you constantly keep saying in games that you don't deserve to win, but you win. And obviously that's a sign of a good team anyway, when you don't really deserve it. But when it's happening all the time, I always remember this, right? Big up Cav, yeah, because Cav said this last season, and I always bring it up. It's annoying, but I bring it up all the time. So big up to Cav, right? Cav said, I can't remember what stream he was on ends, and they were talking about like the performances. This was obviously towards the back end of like last season, right? And you know how we've always talked about the performances towards the back end of last season just weren't really popping, but we won the league and yada yada yada. So it is what it is, right? Champions can play well too. Like good teams can play well as well. It's not always having to be a grind. Like, it doesn't have to be a fight. Every game you're fighting to get the victory. It doesn't always have to be like that. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think when people say that, after, like, you get like 10 games now, you've had to fight your way to win those 10 games. Like, we're not a mid-table club, You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not some small club where, like, we're, without being disrespectful, we're not Nottingham Forest, where I'm like, obviously historically big, but you know what I mean? Like, in terms of their Forest, if they battle and win 10 games in a season, that's calm for them. That's super calm. Bro, Liverpool, bro, I'm not trying to be battling every 2 seconds. Like, show that quality. Show that you are the big Don Dada. Show that you are, what I'm saying, Liverpool. I got Van Dijk, I got Salah, I got Alec. Like, show that. But we weren't really showing it. And that was what was frustrating me the most. You know what I'm saying? And this game, again, the same thing. You go 2-0 up against 10 men. It's 10 men. Like, and you're supposed to be Liverpool. I get it. Newcastle, good team. Don't get twisted. They are a very good team. Do you know what I mean? So they're always going to be tough anyway. If this game had no red card and the game finished like this, you'd understand it more, because you'd be like, bro, it's Newcastle. They can do that to you. Come on, 10 men. And you were 2-0 up cruising at this stage. And then for some reason, it's like everything just kind of switched off. And I think that's what frustrated people more so than anything else, was that we knew what Newcastle were going to be about. We knew what they were going to try and do, but we just couldn't really, do you know what I mean? It just didn't really work for Liverpool. And again, it's just very annoying, very, very annoying. Morning, Christian. Burnley on Sunday is the perfect game to show a champion. Yes. And we'll talk about that in a minute anyway. But yeah, 100%. Like, that would be a game where I'm like, Show you're the champions. Show the newly promoted team this is what the Premier League's about. This is the level that your players hope to aspire to one day. Like, and you know what? We don't even want we want to put in such a crazy performance that your players don't even think they can reach that level. Like, they would obviously aspire to obviously you're going to aspire to be the best, right? So you're going to aspire to be that level. But you know, when Barcelona might have played like a newly promoted team in their prime, right? You know, when they play up against Barcelona, you know, like the players feel in their heart of hearts like, yeah, we can never reach this level. Like, yeah, we'll never reach this level. We might be good, but we can never reach that. That level is a whole different kind of thing. That's the kind of performance I want to see, you know, from Liverpool this weekend. It's been a while since we played a team off the park. This is what I'm saying. And the thing is, AR, like, you know, like sometimes when I think about it, yeah, obviously 90 minutes is a long time, innit? Like, and most teams probably 90 minutes is a long time. But you know, with Liverpool, it only seems to be like for 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there, 3 minutes here, goal there. Yeah, I don't know. It's always weird. It's never like a full what's the word I'm looking for? Consistent amount of time. It's always like, yeah, just random moments. And again, I'm just like, I don't want to be I don't want to. I know I'm sounding negative right now, and I get it. It's early morning as well. Probably sound like a miserable git. I understand that, and fair play. But at the same time, I do look at these things quite a lot because ultimately, obviously, time is changing, football's changing, and I do understand that. If this is obviously going to just be the way for Liverpool moving forward, and this allows Liverpool to win games, then it is what it is. Like, I'll just learn to just grow that. Okay, this is what football's like. It's not really that good. Team's not really that good, but you know what? We're the best of this kind of thing. Okay, then I'll just let that. You know what I mean? I'll just let that lie. At the moment, though, I'm still trying to cling on to the, you know, Liverpool are this great team and they're really, really good. So why am I not seeing it? Like, the two are not really correlating, and I think that's what's frustrating me, is that I can't see it. You got a good team. You definitely got a good team. You got one of the best teams in the league, but I'm not seeing that on the pitch. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not really matching at this moment in time. So yeah, it is one of those, man. That's it. A good 20 minutes, 2 or 3 goals, and then we look. Yeah, that's the thing. Liverpool are really good. And again, you've heard me say it. You AR Christian, I know you've been in Enza streams. You've heard me say it. Counter-attacking Liverpool, you're not beating them. They're the best team in the world. I will categorically say Liverpool are the best team in the world when it comes to counter-attacking football. It's almost impossible to stop. Unless we fluff our own lines, it's impossible to stop, kind of thing. Like we did against Arsenal, Declan Rice, Trent hit the crossbar. Yeah, that's when we fuck up. But in general, those are impossible to stop. I haven't seen any team stop Liverpool realistically, other than maybe Arsenal, obviously, in this game. But in general, teams they find it difficult to stop Liverpool, you know, in those kind of moments. But that's all we've got. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like that. It doesn't seem like we've got football in us. We've got counter-attacking football. I don't know. That mentality for me is kind of that's like mid-table-ish. I don't really like that. I've said this from game week 1. Liverpool will likely have these performances for a good 3 months, outscoring teams whilst also adapting to the new tactics and building chemistry. Maybe, Christian. Do you know what I mean? Maybe. I hope so. I really do hope so. But yeah, I don't know. We'd have to wait and see. And then obviously the Arsenal game. 1-0, Szoboszlai free kick, fantastic free kick. I mean, we needed something to break the deadlock, and we did that. Again, moments, but the two teams were like, I just felt the two teams, Liverpool were there for the taking. Arsenal probably will walk out from that game and be disappointed. I don't think nobody edged it. Like, a draw would have been fair. 0-0, everyone just go home about their business. Obviously happy that Liverpool got the 3 points, obviously, because I do like to see a gap. I just want, even if it's 3 games into a season, I like to see gaps, because at least then I'm a bit like, okay, yeah, cool. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can play shit for a bit longer and finally click into a gear. That's always my hope with Liverpool, is that as long as you've got a gap on the rest of the teams, whether, I don't know who's second or third or whatever, but as long as we've got a gap on those teams, I'll allow you to keep playing this rubbish, and cool, I'll moan about it, but I'm not going to be, if I really want to go harsher on Liverpool, I really could, but I'm going I'm going to lay off Liverpool a little bit. But if you don't have the gap, that's where it creates a problem. So yeah, for now we're cool, but let's see how long. Obviously, you know what I mean, that lasts. I agree, but I think there is a risk that we'll drop random points in a game where we don't have a moment of brilliance. Yeah, yeah. This, yeah, I don't know, man. AR, man, it's a weird one with Liverpool at the moment, man. Like honestly, I'm very conflicted when it comes to Liverpool, man, because I'm a guy. Listen, man, I'm 34 years of age, right? So when we're talking about like some of the things you've just seen in history, and obviously history is history. At the end of the day, we kind of do have to deal with the here and now. But when I think about like thinking about how I consume football now, I just want to watch good football now. Like, yeah, you support who you support, but I just want to watch good football. Like, I don't feel like that's a crime. I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm not asking for blood from a stone. Like, I'm literally just asking, can you just play good football? But I feel like anytime I mention it, oh, but it doesn't matter. We're winning games. Everyone starts shouting at me, and it's like, oh, who do you think you are? Like, you're so spoiled, this and that. I'm like, I'm just asking for good football. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can be good and win games. Like, the two can coexist. It's not like I'm not asking for nothing crazy. And to be honest, we should be demanding that anyway, especially this season, considering the amount of money that we've just spent on all of these players. You better be showing me good football. I'm not even trying to hear that you're doing all this kind of rubbish, whatever kind of football. And if you're not going to produce that, you better win. You can't even draw. Draw? Nah, no way. Liverpool can't even dare to draw games. Not playing like this. You better win. And that's the pressure that you have, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, for those who missed it. When you spend that kind of money, that's the pressure you're going to have. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you spent a lot of dough. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, bro, funny you say that. I was watching the old Brazil team with Ronaldinho and Ronaldo just for this. It's crazy, man. And the thing is, you know what, AR, yeah? It's even crazy because I'm not even trying to compare it. Obviously, those teams are like, they're crazy, right? Like the Brazil teams, the Barcelona teams, like Arsenal team, you know, when they went invincible and stuff like that. Like those teams, they play really, really good football. I'm not even trying to compare it to that because I feel like that is another level of in terms of just football in general. Like that's just another level that I don't really feel like anybody's going to kind of hit anyway. But I do expect good football at the bare minimum. If I'm going to be watching this, I do expect to at least enjoy what I'm watching, because then it's always then going to be about the end result in terms of once I'm waiting for the 90 minutes just to end, just so I can watch the game, get to the end. That's really, I don't even want to watch the game anymore. I'm like, oh, this is so boring. 20 minutes in, I'm bored. Like I'm not going to say it's as boring as watching England, because that's like watching paint dry, but it is boring at this moment in time. And it's just annoying because you're like, you have got really good players in the team. You really do have good players like in the squad. So I do expect a lot better. But listen, man, it is what it is. Here's the table. I didn't think I put the table in there, but here's the table anyway. As I mentioned before, we got that cushion. So a 2-point lead at the moment. Obviously, that's calm. You know, I mean, anything's better than a 1-point lead. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm calm with this, as I said before. Chelsea in second. I can't remember Enz's stream. Who did we put? We all had mix in it. Savage had Man City winning the league. Enz and Dean had Liverpool winning the league. I had Arsenal winning the league. Can't remember where he's put Spurs, but look at Everton there as well. I think Everton are going to have a decent season, to be fair. I mean, getting in Jack Grealish, Diblin as well. David Moyes, he just knows the team. Do you know what I mean? Like why they kept letting him go, I don't know. Yeah, Arsenal 3 points behind now. Do you know what I'm saying? Spurs obviously 3 points behind. Everton, Sunderland up there. Bournemouth, yo, Palace, come on. I did that purposely, by the way. I made sure I went up to the top. I could have left it at the top 4. I wanted to put Palace in there just for the laughs, man. Sometimes I catch myself doing something else, which is, bro, this is what I'm saying, AR. Like, you know what I'm saying? You understand. Now I know you get it. You fully get it. Sometimes, yeah, I'll tell you guys, there's only a few of us in here, so I know no one's going to see this until later. Sometimes, yeah, I'll be watching Liverpool, chilling, whatever. But then, you know, like you go through like a lull in the game, and it happens in every game, by the way. It's not just Liverpool, but just in every game you watch, you go through like a lull in the game. Like it's just nothing's really happening. Maybe the teams are just kind of still figuring themselves out and all that kind of stuff, whatever. I'll be watching Liverpool. I'll go up, maybe I'll go and get a drink. Cool. I'll come back. Still nothing's kind of happening. You know, if I sit on my bed, like I'll either sit on my bed or I'll sit on like a chair or I'll sit on the couch or whatever. If I sit on my bed and watch Liverpool, just know I'm nodding off at some point in time. I am definitely nodding off at some point. I just know I'll. It's like, you know, and you know the ones where you blink, 10 minutes have already just gone, or you blink. You know what? I wouldn't even say 10 minutes. 6 minutes of a game has just passed by, and I didn't even usually because you're like in a mid, not sleep, but you're nodding off. I can hear the sounds, but I'm like I'm so tired I can't really stay awake, and I'm just bored, so I'm just laying down watching the game. And you know, sometimes I'll sit there and think I didn't hear nothing, and then you know, like oh, I don't know, I might go to like a group chat with like all the guys and stuff like that. Nothing's gone on. So I didn't even miss anything. I didn't miss anything. But you know what will happen at the end of the game? You do the ratings or whatever. And to be fair, I will say I do go back and watch games anyway, usually straight away because I've got the access to be able to do so. But if not, I usually watch games the next day because that's usually when the replay will come out on the channel. But like if I miss like chunks of it, sometimes I sit there and think nothing even happened. You do the ratings now, someone will tell you, yeah, but he didn't misplace a part, or he did that one skill in the 36th minute, and that's probably the minute that I fell asleep. Well, that means we've got to give him a 0.5 extra. I'm like, really? Like nothing happened. Do you know what I'm saying? Nothing was gone, and we don't need to worry about any of that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But listen, man, it's just funny. Sometimes it really is funny when I do that sometimes. Thoughts on Chelsea, G? I think they're going to play a role in this. Yes, I do. I really, really do. Obviously, we had them. I think we had them in fourth on Enz's rankings. I think I had them in fourth anyway because yeah, I got fourth. Yeah, I got them in fourth. Listen, Chelsea are one of them teams that where they're probably going to be better served than everybody else. When players get injured, I think they've got enough players to be able to come in where the level of their team doesn't necessarily drop off too much, if that makes sense. Like, okay, if you've got João Pedro, obviously Delap's injured, but you've got João Pedro, you've got Liam Delap. I know there is a level between them, possibly, and again, that depends on who you are. But there probably is, yeah, João Pedro is probably a little bit better than Liam Delap, but it's not a crazy drop off. It's not mad. Do you get what I'm saying? You're not like, oh my God, we've got to play Liam Delap now. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's still a calm kind of thing with the amount of wingers that they've got in their team, midfielders when they're all fit. Yeah, they're all on the same level, if I'm being honest. You've got a few outliers in Caicedo, Cole Palmer. I think those are two excellent players, obviously. But the rest are kind of the same level. Cucurella, actually, I think he's good. The rest are kind of the same level. So when we get deep into the season, if players start getting injured, I feel that they can rotate and it won't change too much with their team. Whereas Arsenal, Zubimendi, Northgard. Don't know about that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, if you haven't got Gyökeres, I think Kai Havertz, but he's injured. I mean, you've got Marino. I don't know. Like, again, that's not, I don't know. I was going to say that's not much of a drop off, but then that's disrespectful because Marino's not a striker. I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one. I just think that Chelsea are a bit more balanced when it comes to that. But we've got better teams, in my opinion, both Liverpool and Arsenal. So we should be finishing ahead of them. Of course, you had to. Yeah, I had to put Palace, man. I didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like the top 8 in it. Like, isn't that the Europa Conference League? I'm sure that's conference. Yeah, top 4 Champions League, 5th. I'm sure 5th and 6th get Europa League, and then 7 and 8. Yeah, hey, leave me alone, AR, man. Leave me alone. Chelsea are in a great area, but I think they still. Yeah, potentially. I think it's going to be a very. Let's see how these cup runs go. I think that will be the most interesting, especially the Carabao Cup, because I had this sneaky feeling the other day, right, that teams are gonna, some of the other teams outside of like Liverpool, they're gonna take this competition a bit more seriously, because I think everyone's looking at it thinking, you know what, we really do need to, like, it's been too many years that some of these teams ain't winning trophies. So the Arsenals and stuff like that. I mean, Tottenham just won a trophy the other day, but prior to that, it's been too long. So I feel like some of these teams might take this competition seriously. Hence why there's been such crazy deals during the summer. Why teams are trying to stack their teams as much as possible, kind of thing. So yeah, gonna be good. How can you win the league with Gittins, Garnacho as your left wing options? Cole was injured for the season. Oh, he's injured for the season. Cole was an important part. Chelsea is an important part of Chelsea's playing at the back. Yeah. I didn't know he's out for the season, to be fair. If he is out for the season, yeah, they're definitely going to probably need to look at that and address that at some point in time. I did not know that. I did not know that. Yeah, I don't see them winning, but I see them with wins against. Yeah, I definitely see that as well. I'm just thinking about. Sorry, I'm going back to this. Garnacho and this is what I'm saying. But they're like the same level of player. They're not that good, but they're like okay. That's like the same level of player. They're not. You would literally between Gittins and Garnacho, it comes down to preference. In terms of their actual level, they both sit at the same table. You might put someone high at the higher end of the table, but they sit at the same table. That's going to be the analogy I'm going to use moving forward, by the way, people. Don't let anybody else do it. Liam Dinap now injured. I don't think Chelsea across 30 games will last. I think they will. Morning, Dustin. I did like the Arsenal game in terms of team out of form, executing a good game plan. Yeah. You're talking about obviously the Liverpool game. Yeah. Yes. But it came to the detriment of the team because we had nothing going the other way, which is what's the word I'm looking for? What's going on this morning? I ain't got the words. That's Liverpool's thing. That's Liverpool's niche. USP. That's it. That's Liverpool's USP is us going forward, us attacking. When we then had to defend like that, we just looked toothless going the other way. So we need to try and find that back. Obviously, it's the third game. So, I mean, I was going to say I don't expect, but I do expect Liverpool to be able to find that balance. I'll be honest with you. I am expecting more instant results. I'll be honest. I am, like Savage said this to me the other day. And various others have said this to me. I'm a bit bougie like that. Unfortunately, sue me. It is what it is. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I'm expecting more instant results with these kind of things. Like because that's when because every top team I've ever watched in the history of the game, like since I started watching football, they've given me instant results. So I need to see instant results with Liverpool. Do you get what I'm saying? Based on the first 3 games of Arsenal, I know Arsenal ain't winning the league. I know things can change in the season, but Liverpool was there for the taking, and Arteta didn't capitalize. Agreed. This is what, but I just think that, and I think Liverpool will not lose that many games. I think Liverpool won't lose that many games. I will say under 5 games, Liverpool will lose this season. That's me playing it safe, and maybe I'm even thinking 3 or 4. But let's say under 5 games, I think Liverpool will lose this season. I think Chelsea, City will lose more. Arsenal, I think 5 games I'll give them at most, kind of thing. But I think Liverpool can lose 3 games and still not win the league. We've seen it before. We've done it before. You know what I'm saying? We've fully done it before. So that's, and you know what? It's going to be the draws. It's going to be the going away to, listen, I was just about to say going away to Burnley, but we're playing them this weekend. I do expect 3 points in that game. But I'm just sitting there thinking, you know what I'm saying? It'll be those random stupid games. Catch Fulham on a bad day, all of a sudden we draw to Fulham. Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those silly little things, man. And I think that's where Liverpool, and by the way, I don't expect any team to win every single game, but you know what I mean? It's just one of those kind of things, man. Big up Scraps, man, more into yourself. But listen, let me show you. I've already done it, so you guys will just have to see it. And then I'll talk you through all the players and stuff like that. So obviously this is my kind of ratings. I might, as we're talking, I might change some of it as we're talking and stuff like that. You guys obviously let me know in terms of who you guys would obviously put there. I didn't have anybody in outstanding because I didn't think anybody was. The only person I had close to outstanding was Virgil van Dijk. But unfortunately, you conceded in every single game, bar the Arsenal game. So yeah, you're a part of that. So I couldn't really put you in outstanding in itself like that. But yeah, like I said, Virgil would have been a 9 on job completely. In my personal opinion, I think the performance levels that he's putting in at the moment, I know obviously we talk about his age and stuff like that, and I get it. Obviously, we kind of have to, because of his age, and you know, usually players of this kind of age, you don't really know. But I'll be real, this might be the time where we see like a different era of Virgil van Dijk, if that makes sense. Like we're gonna see a Virgil van Dijk that you're gonna just look at him and think, oh, same way that I guess people looked at Paolo Maldini. Maldini obviously playing at left back, bombing forward, you know, kind of thing. But he was so resolute in defense, and you know, he's maybe a bit more active and stuff like that. I know Virgil's not really active like that anyway, but you know what I mean, a bit more active in the way that he defends. And then as you know, Maldini got older, and obviously with age, you know, your pace isn't always going to be there. You just become smarter. You find yourself now standing in the right positions, you know, kind of thing. So yeah, I think it'll just be kind of one of those, one of those kind of things. Allison, yeah, I think I had him at like a 7.5. For you know, like just a calm on job. I feel like he did his thing, and I always say this every season. I do feel sorry for Allison sometimes because I feel like he must get vexed at the defense and the team when he's not picking up these clean sheets, and you know, with that comes a clean sheet bonus. Because I'm like, you will put in a good performance, but then the team will do something dumb and we concede. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's not always your fault. So yeah, I do feel it for him. Yeah, I should have big up Scraps actually. Yeah, I was actually supposed to put Kanate one lower. So yeah, he should be in the meh because he was meh. So I do apologize. Kanate should be in the 4 to 6 in the 4 to 6 bracket. Ekatike, I think he's been good. Definitely on job. I mean, I can't ask for more. You come to the football club, even though there's still talk about another player coming in into your position, you've come in, bang, I'm scoring, bang, I'm scoring, bang, I'm scoring, I'm assisting. Yeah, I mean, it was only the Arsenal game where we were just toothless up front, like in terms of the attack. That was the only game, but I didn't put that down to him. In the other games, do you get what I'm saying? Like he was, in my personal opinion, he was really, really like he was good. He was good, and he surprised me. Maybe it was just more that he surprised me more than anything, but he did surprise me. I didn't think he was going to come in and take to it. And when I say take to the league, obviously coming in and scoring is going to help, but it wasn't even that. It was just the way that he handles himself on the pitch. I think that's one of the things that I liked about Ekatike. Seems like he's got a bit of strength. He's got a bit of, you know what I mean? He's got a bit of something about him when he's on the pitch. So, yeah, most def. Zabozalai, I thought he was good. I think I gave him like a 7. So, yeah, I thought, nah, he was better than meh. I didn't look at Zabozalai. I think, nah, he was meh. I thought, yeah, no, he was good. Do you know what I mean? He kind of did his thing. He kind of did his thing. Obviously, he had to play that right back position as well. So, yeah, definitely deserves to be there. And as I said before, yeah, I put Kanate in the wrong one. I should have put him one lower, but yeah, he had a he was just above trash in my opinion. And what saved him was the Arsenal game. Otherwise, he would have been in trash. And I'm even still thinking that he could have potentially been there. But the Arsenal game saved you, like it gave you enough points to move into the you're not a 3, you might have then edged into a 4, 5 or 4.5 kind of thing. So yeah, it's one of those. Salah could go into the bed. Yeah, Scraps, just you know what I'm saying, ease up on my boy. You know what I'm saying? Just take time. Gakpo, I could have had Gakpo at 7, but I still had him as meh. But I'll give him like a 6. Like he wasn't like below average. He definitely, I didn't think he was below average at all. Yeah, I think 6 for Gakpo. Yeah, I mean, I think he's only got 1 goal, to be fair, 2 assists. So yeah, he's all right. Curtis Jones, yeah, I'll give like a 5, yeah. But his one is so mad because obviously he's come off the bench and I know he started the Palace game, which he was calm in that game, didn't do anything wrong at all. But the way he's been coming off the bench, but you've noticed when he's come off the bench, like we've noticed almost a shift in the way that Liverpool play every time Curtis Jones comes off the bench. So I am a bit like, okay. So you 5 or 6, I would have been kind of, you know what I mean, good with that. Verts, yeah, definitely I would give him average. I think still a lot more to come from him, but yeah, I think he's not really been, not at all. I just think, again, my expectancy level of Florian Wirtz was, I just thought you'd come in like a house on fire, and at the moment you just ain't really done that. Not to say he's not going to do that, but at the moment, yeah, it's not really popping. Kirkes, yeah, I think Kirkes is like yeah. I mean, he's been average. I think he's had average performances, to be honest. Gravenberch, again, you could have put Gravenberch in 7. I wouldn't have been mad, but I think I had him more as like a 6.5 kind of thing because I just felt like, yeah, he's been all right. Yeah, you know what I mean? Meh sounds a bit crazy, but maybe a bit more than meh. you know, kind of thing. Big up Tyler in the building. As he said, man, guys, make sure you're smashing the like button and subscribing. I swear Zobo was a 10. You think it was a 10? No, I hear it. I can understand that. I'm not gonna argue with you on that one. But yeah, I think yeah, Gravenberch. Yeah. I think Szoboszlai has been Liverpool's best midfielder. Let's put it that way. So everyone else, in my opinion, would have to be under that, you know, kind of thing. Big up Hakeem, man. Morning to you, and morning to you as well, Tyler. Hope you guys are blessed, man. I don't really get to chop up with you guys by myself more time. So yeah, I just hope you guys are blessed. I hope you guys are having a good start to your morning and stuff like that. Yeah. I think Szoboszlai for me, the best midfielder that we've had so far. And I actually think Jones maybe was the next best, to be honest with you, if I'm being 100%. This isn't in order, by the way. It's just I've just put the players in there. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. All right, the trash. I'll start with McAllister first because that one's probably a bit quicker. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk. Apparently, and again, you guys look at. I don't know if Enz is doing a stream recently. I don't know if Enz is doing a stream coming up, should I say, sorry. So he might talk about, I don't know if the press conference, I don't know. Maybe he'll talk about McAllister. I feel like I've heard that he was injured or he's unfit. I don't know. But he looks like it. The way he's playing, he looks like someone who's just not fit kind of thing. And I'm a little bit like, that's interesting. That's very, very interesting because, you know, where Liverpool got bare midfielders, and if I'm being honest, most of he's injured. Oh, is he? Okay. Apologies. Like I said, that's what he's playing like it. He's not playing like someone who's, do you get what I'm saying? So, because I didn't know that, I put him in trash. But if you want to put him in injured, I'm not going to get mad at that. But he's not playing well. I'll tell you that much. And the problem you're going to have is with the way Liverpool got Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, Curtis Jones, obviously McAllister, obviously Florian Wirtz in there, Endo kind of thing, whatever. Where you've got all of these midfielders, remember, we only play with a double pivot. So we only got 2 players there. So if you could get phased out of that team very quickly, very, very quickly, you can get phased out of the team. And if you get phased out of the team, might be difficult for you to come back in there. Do you know what I'm saying? So he just better be careful. And who would have thought that if this time last year, as an example? Obviously, we didn't know we are going to go to 4-2-3-1, but who would have thought that? I thought it was always going to be McAllister. In my mind, I thought maybe Zobo might have been the one that, Zobo, you might have to, and not for me, but I thought the way that it looked like, oh man, you know, Zobo's not going to really get game time and he's going to be on the bench and yada, yada, yada kind of thing. But obviously this is before we kind of signed Florian Wirtz. So I just didn't really know what was going to happen. Then we signed him and I was like, yeah, Zobo is definitely not going to play. He's going to play Mac. He's going to play Gravenberch, whatever. At the moment, yeah, it's looking like there's a Szoboszlai and Gravenberch double pivot for me. I feel like that might be I mean, I would prefer Curtis Jones, but I don't know if you trust him like that. But yeah, I feel like those are the 2 that he's going to play. But yeah, he's not really playing that well. I'll leave it there. I'm not going to say any more on him. Salah. I think Scraps said it best. There you go. He could go into the barely played as well. He's a 1. Like, he's just been crap. And it hurts me to say it because everyone knows Salah's my guy. But it burns me when I think about it because I'm just like, man, you are like, it's like you've been slapped in the face because now Liverpool got in other players. Now we ain't even seen ISAK play. So I don't even know what that looks like with ISAK in the team. Yeah, I'm just hoping it changes. But at this moment in time, bro, the game's not going through you. You're looking lost at this moment in time. You look like a deer in headlights. You're not really getting involved. I get it, the age, whatever, blah, blah, blah. If that's the case, then Liverpool needs to start thinking of some other ideas. Maybe another way of playing, maybe a different formation. Because at the moment, and again, like I said, it's only 3 games. But you're looking at it and you're thinking, well, this looks kind of like the way that the Arne Slot wants the team to go, right? We got Florian Wirtz in. He's supposed to be that kind of connector. He's supposed to me anyway, Wirtz looks like he's the connector between the midfield and the attack. Before it was kind of Salah. Get the ball to Salah. He can link up with Szoboszlai when they're doing the runs on the outside with the right back, blah, blah, blah. Then he can link up with Diaz. That's what Salah was. He was the connector. Right now, it's Florian Wirtz. Salah, remember, if this was Salah old school, when we had Coutinho running in behind, getting those kind of, this works absolutely fantastically. Liverpool can do that. We don't have that Salah now. That Salah can't run in behind like that. That Salah wants ball to feet. That Salah is more about Trevea passes and all that kind of stuff. That Salah is trying to be a bit more clinical. So does that work with, and this is why I say, does it work with having this number 10? Obviously, it still remains to be seen, and I hope it does work. But it's just looking a little bit off at this moment in time. And that's why I'm looking at Salah. I'm like, brother, you're not getting involved. And I don't know how we can get you involved, because realistically, getting you involved would then come to the detriment of Verts, of Ekatike, of ISAK, of this guy, of that guy. So what do we do now? Where we used to have Trent invert, we're now going to have to start using Frimpong to go on the outside just to kind of have that pace going down that side and that kind of problem. The problem then is we're going to be, kind of, threadbare at the back. That creates its own problems, because then now players are being pulled out of position. You're playing in a position where the manager's not requiring you to have to get back and defend. Okay, not a problem. You're playing fucking right wing, mate. So who else is going to defend? Put him more central, it might not be too much of an issue. On top of that, and this isn't just Salah, the rest of the team are not pressing that well when we don't have the ball. So the press is all slow, it's lethargic, there's hardly any intensity within that press. Now that's creating more of a problem. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, yeah, man, Salah, like I said, I need you to buck up your ideas. I don't know how, I don't really know, how we can kind of do this, but I just needed to buck up your ideas. Yeah, I mean, Salah assisted versus Newcastle. Did he? Did he get the assist? Was it him? It was him, innit? It was him who got the assist. It was him who got the assist. Like I say, man, moments, right? Moments. But yeah, then obviously I've got the rest. I had Chiesa. The thing is, I was going to put Chiesa a bit, just to, like, I thought that was a bit deep, but obviously he's just come off the bench when I saw the minutes. Endo kind of the same. No Salah, no Rio. Okay, fairs, Trudon, fairs. Gomez. Did Gomez come on the other day? Yeah, but I couldn't really rate him. Rio, the same thing. So yeah, the rest I couldn't really. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, the rest, the Bradleys, the Chiesas, the Endos, Frimpong, Gomez, Rio. I couldn't really find a rating for them. But to be honest, it's not really enough to kind of go off. But hopefully that changes. Hopefully that does obviously change in the next couple of weeks and months. But that's kind of my ratings. Obviously, I've tried to explain it as best as I possibly can. Other than Konate was the only one in the wrong position, but you guys will obviously, you'll see that when the time is right. I'm looking at the fixtures now. So obviously we've got Burnley this weekend. Then we've got, so this is the month of September, right? You guys already know anyway what we've got, but I'll just read it out for you. So we've got Burnley this weekend. Then we've got Atletico Madrid. Then we've got Everton. Then Southampton in the Cup. Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace on the 27th. Let's see if I can get tickets for that game. And then our last game of the month is Galatasaray in the Champions League, and that is away. So yeah, Salah assists versus Newcastle, according to a lot. Not every player can do it, but Darwin did. So yeah, I'm looking at, all right, if I'm just reading, and this is just me guessing, if I'm looking at it now, I would say beat Burnley. Draw against Atletico Madrid. You should beat Everton, but I wouldn't be surprised at a draw. Beat Southampton. The Palace game. Liverpool will win, but it'll be like 1-0. And I think they should beat Galatasaray. But again, that's, that's going to be a tricky one just because it's an away game. We know what that, but we should win. We should win that kind of game. So yeah, beat Burnley, draw or win against Atletico, draw or win against Everton, beat Southampton. I either think we lose. I think it's going to be Palace or Liverpool win that game. I don't think it's going to be a draw. But I think Liverpool should win that game. And then I think we should beat Galatasaray. So it's when I say it's a tricky month, it's not like tricky, because our tough games are at home, to be fair, bar the Galatasaray game and maybe the Palace game away. But there'll be good games. Like, they're the kind of games that you could slip up in. They're the games that Liverpool will get the draws in potentially. Hence why, if we can win these games, like if we win all of our games throughout September, and we're still playing the way that we're kind of playing, then yeah, that's when I'm like, fairs. We'll win every game but draw versus Palace and lose versus Galatasaray because of the atmosphere. Fairs. I can definitely see that. If you get listen, if I get tickets, it's gonna have to be in the Palace end, isn't it? It's gonna have to be in the Palace end. I can't, like, the Liverpool end will be stacked. It always is. Like when I went there with Jerry that time, it was stacked. The Liverpool who was there? I think Ennie was there as well. Roms was there. That was a good day. Ben LFC was there as well. A few others were there. I don't know if Grizz was there as well. But yeah, there was a few of them there. The thing is, yeah, I would go to Liverpool, like I would go to Anfield more often. The problem that Liverpool have at this moment in time, and this is from season ticket holders and people who try to get tickets, right? I don't have a season ticket or anything like that. To get tickets to go to Liverpool games, it's impossible, bro. It's so impossible. So then you do get to the point where it then becomes about going on livetickets.com. do you get what I'm saying? Like it ends up becoming that. And in the end, that's why sometimes I don't ever get mad at people who spend the money to, like, even if you spend, I don't know how much a game for, like, let me even see actually, yeah, how much it would be on live tickets right now to go to, like, I don't know, Liverpool versus, let's say Liverpool versus who have we got at home? Let's say Liverpool versus Southampton, yeah. It's a cup game, so that should be relatively cheap anyway. Yeah, big up AR. Like it's impossible, bro. Like I've been dying to go back to Liverpool to go and watch one of the games, but then I'm always like, obviously got to contemplate, because some of our games, in terms of me getting up there and coming back to London, some of the games are at some dumb times. Listen, I ain't trying to come back at whatever. I got a life to live. I ain't got that kind of time to be coming back at whatever time just to watch football. Like that, it's not that deep for me. All right, so we'll just look at, let's say Liverpool versus Southampton, yeah? This is on live tickets, yeah? We're doing this live right now. I'm going to tell you guys how much it's going to cost. Tickets from £78. This is from, and that's sitting in the away section. You got, like, you're spending £80, and that's not even, that's to sit with the Southampton fans. The ticket here to sit with Liverpool fans is £93.59. That's, well, yeah, £93.60. That's Anfield Road upper. Do you get what I'm saying? You're spending almost a bill. You're spending almost £100. You're spending almost £100. £100. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And I'll be honest, I value my money. So I don't want to spend that. Not to watch Liverpool versus Southampton. That's dead. That is dead. That is an absolute dead fest. I would never do that, and I wouldn't even condone anybody doing that. Like, I will laugh at you if I hear, you paid £100 to watch Liverpool versus Southampton. You're just getting bumped. You're better off watching it on TV. You know what I'm saying? You're better off watching it on TV. Liverpool's record in Turkey is poor. I'm gonna check. I'll look into that when we get closer to the game. I went to Selhurst in 2005 in the away end. Andy Johnson winner, bad day. Oi, oi. Oh, so no one's getting on to Trudon about sitting in the away end. Oh no, he's sitting in the way end, didn't it? So stupid me. Bro, it's damn hard now. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Facts, there should be a fast direct train to Liverpool and Manchester from London. But this is what I'm saying, man. Why isn't that? We're having to pass through all of these things. Bro, it takes time to get there. To get back is mad. Like, it's just mad. It's just mad. Like, I don't really want to do all of that. And like I said, this is for Liverpool versus Southampton. Let me even look at, you know, I'm gonna go another month, yeah. Let's go Brentford, and these times I live in Brentford. Let's go Liverpool Villa. That's in November. Yeah, November the 1st. Yeah, November the 1st, right? Let's see how much that would cost. £321.75, people. £321.75. Now, obviously, there are other websites that you could potentially go on, but do you get what I'm saying? This is why I always have to get hookup. Like when me and Jerry went to go and watch Liverpool versus West Ham, got to get a hookup. We watched it at the London Stadium. Do you get what I'm saying? If Liverpool tickets were of that price, like if I could get Liverpool tickets at the price that I got the West Ham ticket or the price that I got the Crystal Palace ticket for, if I could get that on a more regular basis, bro, I'll go to Liverpool all the time. Because then I wouldn't really mind, because it's like under £50, like it's not really a big deal. Do you know what I mean? You're only really paying for the train ticket there and back. So I wouldn't mind the costs at the end of it. Do you get what I'm saying? But when the cost is all mad, I'm just like I'll be real with you. If I'm talking about like, and I know we joke about it, but like even when I think about like Crystal Palace, yeah, their season ticket, like if you want to like get the membership and all of that, their thing is not cheap. It's not expensive. I looked at it specifically because I said, as much as it's going to see Crystal Palace, at least I can guarantee that I can always watch the Liverpool game. At least I can then go and watch Palace versus Man City, whatever. Like I can go and watch Premier League football. Brentford is the same thing. Brentford is not expensive. And I get it. Liverpool are Liverpool, global. I fully understand why it has to be expensive, but it's not even the fact that it's just expensive. It's just almost impossible to get tickets. More time. I'm going on the timeline. Yeah, big rangy. I'm going on the timeline and I'm seeing people when they're talking about like the ballots and all that kind of stuff. I'm just like, yeah, you see, look, and these are people who have points, who have gone to games previously, who have had memberships in the past. Their parents have had memberships. It's just mad. It's just mad. So yeah, do you get what I'm saying? AR, yeah, I used to go to Brentford to watch Liverpool. Are we saying, where you from? Are you from around here? Are you from around here? Yeah, it's just mad. It's just mad, man. No, don't remember that. I unsubbed because of his takes. Who's that? Who's that, Trudon? Who is that? Who is that? Yeah, there's a lot of people. Some of their takes are, you know what it is. Yeah, I feel like with some people, yeah, you guys know, you know me, you know Enz, you know Savage, you know Jerry, you know, like you guys know us by now, right? And I feel like with some people, when you listen to some of their content and the way that they do their content, at times it's obviously everyone's like at a different kind of spectrum, right? Like we kind of just keep it chill and we just speak our truth. Not to say that our truth is factual, just our truth and our kind of honesty, right? But with those guys or some of the other content creators, I always feel like sometimes you go overboard. And now I get it because clearly there is a market for it, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I guess the way they kind of look at it is you fake it till you make it. That's the only thing I can think of is fake it till you make it. Because I'm like, there's no way that man will sit with you and the way that you're moving during some of these games and some of these watch-alongs, and if man was chatting to you about football, you can't move the way that you're moving. No way. I will tell you to get out of it. You can't talk like that, or you can't behave in the way that some of these people kind of behave. So yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. Liverpool content creator from some years back, quite a few left. I miss Ryan LFC, the Jamaican guy. Big up Ryan, man. Big up Ryan. Used to work in Kensington, but live in. Oh, okay. But first of all, big up for living in Mauritius. I've always wanted to go there. Always wanted to go there. Yeah, it's just always a place that, you know why? Because I knew this girl who used to live in who was from Mauritius. Sorry, not live. She was from Mauritius. And she went to this like girls' school that used to be near my school, right? And you know, like she was pretty and all of that. And I used to always think, like, you know, you kind of like you look at someone and the way she looked, like in terms of like a color, I never used to know, like, is she Asian? Is she not? But then she had, I don't know, like she had this like dope complexion. Hey, big up Crystal, man. Wherever you're at, is that in Crystal? No, yeah, it's Crystal. I think it was Crystal. Maybe I'm wrong. But she was dope, though. She was dope. And she was from Mauritius. And she was the first and only person I knew from Mauritius. And I used to think, rah, where the hell is that? And then obviously once I got older and knew where it was, I started to understand and was like, yo, no, I need to go. Like, people talk about Bali and so, and I'd love to go to Bali too. But yeah, Mauritius is, yeah, definitely a place. Nah, bro, I'm so glad I found you and in your channels. I only watch you guys and the Coppish guys mainly because I find you guys aren't looking for clicks. Yeah, no, we're not. Like you know what it is. I think you have to kind of suss it early though. And by the way, there isn't a right or wrong with that. It's whatever you or they, in terms of content, it's whatever they want to do and how you want to be remembered, you know, kind of thing. And I think again, there's nothing really wrong with that because some people, like I said, you fake it till you make it. Do you know what I mean? Some people want to get themselves into a certain position and then whatever from there. And yeah, it's just one of those kind of things. And there, YouTube is this kind of game that you do need to play in a certain way. But yeah, I'm always about like it's one of those. It sounds funny, where it's like slow and steady will win the race in the end, because you'll get to a point where unless you're amassing crazy amount of subscribers and you've got this fantastic content, eventually you'll just plateau. You'll just plateau and you'll reach a stage where it's like you're not really growing anymore. You've still got this, you got a good amount, but you're not really getting any better. And I feel like with myself, with an Ends or Savage or whatever, there it's not as big as everybody else pause, but you will get to a stage where you can always continue going. Like there is no plateau for you guys, because it's kind of endless. Whereas with everyone else, I feel like yeah, they just hit the plateau and it just stops, and then it just becomes about whatever it kind of comes about. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, bro, the people here are fine as heck and very mixed. Got married here. If you can't, Marshall, listen, don't worry. Now I know that you live in Mauritius. Cool. Mauritius has bare Liverpool fans. Yes, 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 yes. That's something I do know. In fact, I feel like she wasn't. No, I remember speaking to her about football because she knew I was so like where I used to be on the football team. She knew I was proper into football. I'm sure she told me she was Liverpool, but something's also telling me maybe she said someone else. True on snap, bro. My mom is from here. I live near Arsenal now. I live in Arsenal. No, I hear it, man. All right, peace, man. Let's head on out of here. We've been here for an hour anyway. Big up to everybody. Big up to all of you, man. Big up to AR, to Tyler, to Trudon, Scraps. Who else has been? Hakeem as well in the building. Who else has been in the building? Christian as well. Dustin. AR, as I mentioned before. Big up to all of you, man. Big up to all of you, man. Yeah, I will try. I will try. And they're going to be early morning. So if you guys just keep your notification bells on. Like I said, this morning, I literally just woke up. I was recording this video and then something said, you know what? Forget that. Let's just put this as a live straight away. Like, let's just go live. So I literally just said, fuck it, let's just click the live button and we'll have the kind of conversation, because everyone was telling me to do it at 8:30 last night, even though I was watching SWAT. I'm on season 7 now. So I was just finishing that. Yeah, big up Tyler. Oh, love Tyler, man. Love, 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 love for the super chat, bro. I'm supporting the channel. No, big up every single time. Every single time. You know me, I never ask for these things because, yeah, first of all, we live in a crazy climate as it is. But also as well, I do appreciate any super chat, any like, whatever, anytime, man. I just like chopping it up with you guys more than anything. I'll be real. I prefer it. I prefer it because I feel like we can have honest conversations, and it's just a good conversation, as opposed to, you know, sometimes if the conversation, there's too many people, it gets a bit, yeah, a bit kind of meshed. And sometimes I know I don't even articulate my point, you know, well enough that some people look at it and think, what's he talking about? But if you just wait a second, let me finish, get to the end, you at least understand where I'm coming from more than anything else. So yeah, man. So big up to everybody in the building. Again, love Tyler again for the super chat. Much appreciated. Big up AR. I don't know if I'm going to be back because today's Thursday. Friday, I don't have anything else. I might put out video. In fact, no, I think I had a Michael Owen Legends video. I think I've got that coming out tomorrow. So stay tuned and stay locked in for that. I'm going to do more of those like Legends videos. So if there's any kind of legend that you guys want me to kind of, so I've done Rakitic was the last one that I did. I've done thumbnails for other ones. So I've got a Wayne Rooney one. I've got a Neymar one. I've got Ronaldo R9. Scraps, leave it low, bro. I've got, yeah, R9, Neymar, Wayne Rooney, Michael Owen. I feel like there was one more. It might have been Rivaldo. I can't remember. But yeah, so any legends, anything like that, any ballers, old school ballers, you guys want me to kind of, you know, rap about and stuff like that, I will be doing like the legends kind of revisited. So I'll put that out. I need to do a members video as well. I know there's not many members, but either way, I'm gonna do a members video regardless. One of these days, I mean, you know, could do it tomorrow morning, just more of a question and answer kind of thing, a bit like what Ends does. So I'm gonna copy Ends. So now he knows, as long as he heard me say, I'm going to copy you. Ronaldinho. Oh yeah, that though you see the Ronaldinho ones, I try to always leave though. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to save that for a certain period of time, kind of thing. But I could, yeah, again, I could do that one. Xavi. Yeah, there's quite a few actually. There's quite a few. There's quite a few. So yeah, I'll take a look. I need the Adidas green jacket or fleece. I didn't watch. No, I didn't. I only tuned into like 10 minutes of En's stream when he spoke about this. Um, I like the away kit probably the most. The green kit, I'll need to see the players wear it because the kind of green that I'm seeing is like some mint green, but in some of the pictures, it looks like a proper dark green. So I don't know. Like if it's a darkish, like if you guys remember the Liverpool kit, the green kit that we had, right? What year was that? Like 2000? No. That Patrick Berger. If I say Patrick Berger green kit, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If it's that type of green, I can fucks with it. But I don't know. Again, I couldn't really tell in the photo. The photo because I saw two different photos of Gravenberch and they were both different colors. So I was like, well, and then I went on the Adidas website and that green again was a little bit different. So I'm still a bit confused. So I'm still a bit meh with that one. I don't know. I'm not saying it's rubbish. It's just it would all depend on the shade of green that it kind of is. It minty green? Is it kind of darkish? Kind of thing. So yeah, I like the white kit or the beigey white, whatever you want to call it. I like that kind of kit. All I care about for Liverpool now, it isn't the kits. I think the kits will be the kits, and I've seen. I don't know if you guys have seen what Liverpool kit is going to look like next season. If you remember when Liverpool had Candy, so this is all like ends and his type of era, right? When Liverpool had them type of kits, when we had the Candy, I think it's the kind of grey and red one. I think Liverpool are going to be having that next season, from what I saw of the mock-ups. Anyway, so yeah, we're basically going back into our retro kind of bag. If I'm being totally honest with you, that's what we're kind of doing. Big up, big up, Tyler, man. Enjoy the rest of your day, please, 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 and much love and appreciation for the super chat again, man. Big time, big time. Yeah. You know Bizzle, big up Bizzle, man. Morning to you as well. You know which one I'm talking about. You know which one I'm talking about. I think that's what we're gonna have for next season. My ends queued up for the candy shirt with Rush on the back. Who said it in the chat yesterday that ends was coaching a teenage Rush? You know what I thought about it after? I said, brother, do you know how old you have to be to have been coaching a teenage Ian Rush? Like, that is mad. All right, you know what? We'll stay for another 5 minutes here. Any questions? Quickly ask me. Yeah, as I was saying, yeah, big up Morris and morning to you. I was thinking Liverpool need to get their merch game up though. That's all I care about. Get your merch game because I can't lie. Was it you, AR? Yeah, you're freaking rude. I said what? Like I was thinking at end. You must. You know what I'm saying, you coaching teenage Rush. That's crazy. Arsenal, Real Madrid, AC Milan, PSG. PSG is the best. I'm trying to think of other clubs. Anyways, those clubs, you see their merch outside of like the kits. So Arsenal, they had that varsity kind of jacket. It's cold. I'd rock that on a normal day. That's what Liverpool need to do. We need to start getting a bit more. I get it because it's like Liverpool and we're more tapped into the Liverpool culture. But I feel like, yo, we're a brand now. Like we need to be a bit more inclusive to what's going to make you the most money. And I just look at it and think, obviously Liverpool's tiny. London is huge. So PSG, Paris, huge. Do you get what I'm saying? Like we need to. Is tonight's stream after ends member stream? What day is it today? Today's Thursday. Did I say I was doing a stream today? I feel like this is the stream I said I was going to do today. I'm just doing it. I'm just doing it now. We better not look shit versus Burnley and need a. Yeah, I know. But yeah, I think Liverpool need to pattern up with the merch, and I just want like good merch. Like I'm not even asking for PSG level merch because that's on a different level. Jordan and all of that kind of stuff. Nike, it's a bit different over there. I'm just saying for better merch that we've got. Give me a varsity jacket. Do you know what I mean? Give me, I don't know, man. Like I just feel like it's just you. Listen, you kind of need to pander to the culture at the end of the day because it's the culture who are going to be buying your stuff, and they're going to be your consumers. They're going to be the ones who are going to be, buying a lot of your kind of thing. You can have your staying true to like Liverpool kind of merch, but we need to. Do you get what I'm saying? We need to kind of fix it up a little bit. Oh, you're talking about the one about Morris, but the one on Love Chamber. I'll chat to Ends and Savage if they're free this evening. Because I know Savage said he might not be free at 8:30, and I think Ends is free at 8:30. So yeah, if them men are free, you know what? You ask Ends and Savage if they do a stream today, if they're going to be free. If they're free, then I'll run it. We can have that conversation because I was going to do just a normal video myself, but I would prefer to have the conversation, you know what I mean, with the guys. We could have done a Jordan kit with Nike. Yeah, we could have. We easily could have. We easily could have, but we didn't. And it's like, oh wait, LeBron is ambassador. Is he still a part of Liverpool? I feel like he's gone. Ain't no party like this. Yeah, like I don't know. Like I just think now with Adidas, if you guys obviously are into old school Adidas superstars, I remember I used to have a pair, and I'm a Nike guy, so I prefer wearing Nike. But I used to have a pair of old school Adidas superstars. I just saw that they brought them back out as well. So I'm saying, yo, we can. Yeah, I mean, like we can do something there, man. We can do something there. I just feel like we're just always missing a market. Like I look on the Liverpool clothes and I hear everyone like, yeah, this. I'm like, guys, let's be real. Man's not really wearing any of that stuff. Like, and if you do, that's obviously you, and that might just be your style. Fair enough, but I'm not wearing that, and none of my guys are really gonna wear any of that kind of stuff. And I like to think that we're very in tune with the culture and with what's kind of popping. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? And I just look at it sometimes and I think this ain't popping at all, man. Like you guys need to get someone on you need someone like me on your team to, you know what I'm saying? Or one of my other guys actually. He's more the fashionista. Do you know what I'm saying? Get him on the. He's not a Liverpool fan, but he can give you guys way better ideas for your clothing than what you guys are producing now. Because I just think some of it is just it's like souvenirish. That's the word. Sorry, that's not a real word, but that's the word I'm going to use. It's like souvenir type of vibe. You know, like you get a plain t-shirt, but you slap Liverpool on there, or you get a plain t-shirt, you got the colors of Liverpool, like whatever that we've got, but then you've slapped AXA on there, or You'll Never Walk Alone. I'm like, bro, come on, man. Like that's played out. No one's trying to wear that kind of stuff. Like that's the kind of stuff I'll probably use as like like maybe if it was super cheap, like tenner, then I'll probably buy it just to wear around the house, maybe to wear on streams and stuff like that. But in general, yeah, I'm not really trying to wear all of that. Arsenal Canon logo is easier to market than a Liver Bird, though. It works. Yeah, I hear it. I do hear that. I definitely hear that. So these are the kind of things these are the kind of things we've got to think about. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to think here. Do you really want to, like, because I was thinking it was Arsenal got that that varsity jacket that's like it's got the big A like on there, the maroon one that they had, not this season, last season, I think I saw that. And like the big A on there, right? Obviously for Arsenal. I don't know if you could put an L on a jacket. That might be a bit mad. So maybe you do have, maybe you don't even have nothing. Maybe you don't even have a badge on the front. How about that? But on the back, you've got something. Maybe on the back of the varsity jacket, you've got something. I don't know, man. I just feel like we're just like AC Milan when they had their, I think theirs was like maroon. I mean, not maroon. Theirs was beige. Like, I don't know, man. I just feel like we're always, but again, A is a bit easier to market. You're right, than an L. I just think Liverpool could just be marketing their clothes better. Like with Nike, it was awful. Like I think I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, it was awful. It was awful. And I used to always think people are just begging it when they're trying to gas it up. I used to think, brother, like this ain't popping. Like, you think this looks nice? Like, it doesn't. Trust me. No one's rating it in that kind of way. And I just feel like there is so much to go with. Now we're back with Adidas. We can delve into that retro vibe. Like, obviously, I remember we had Adidas. We've had, obviously, Reebok. Reebok is more my era in terms of Gerard Houllier and all that kind of stuff. Some of the merch that we had for Reebok was really, really good. I still think we can get that, good merch with Adidas. So, yeah, let's wait and see, man. Let's wait and see. But listen, man, I'm going to end it there. Anyways, I'm going to continue with the rest of my morning. I'm going to go kick some ball. Hopefully, by the way, guys, listen, En's doing the members chat, yeah? I'm going to ask anyway, but if any of you guys can remember to ask En's, we need to get this match with Kopish. So it'll basically be Kopish versus the Mandem. So, because we're not part of like one channel, right? So, yeah, it'll be like Kopish versus the Mandem. I think it'll be a good match. Yeah, I just think it'll be fun. It'll just be more fun than anything else. Like good content, good stuff to kind of, to put out there. You guys can critique. Do you get what I'm saying? We can let you guys be the judge. If we do it live, it'll be, yeah, that'll be mad. But even if we don't do it live and we just, drop the video, You guys can obviously critique it. You can laugh. Who's not got the skills? Who looks dead? Who looks like they haven't kicked a ball for 10 years, you know, kind of thing. Like it's one of those. Heck, these times I'm back in the lab as it is. I'm trying to make sure I don't look that stiff. I've been mentioning, yeah. Just mention it to Enz as well today. I will chat to him about that if I possibly can. And yeah, I think it'll just be good. Something to put out around Christmas time. Do you know what I mean? Because I know Coppish are going to probably do their Xmas special as well, which is good because it'll be like part 2. So I think that will just be good to see something like that as well. So yeah, make sure you guys just hammer it home to them and let them know. It's getting them guys to actually do it, not just, no, I know that this is what I was saying. I said, nah, this year I'll be bang on it. I'll be bang on having a match. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I think they're going to do the extra special anyway, but I would love to have a match against some of the YouTubers regardless anyway. I think that would just be good. Then you guys can, when you're listening to someone speak now, if you think like, brother, but I saw you during the game, you can't be telling Darwin Núñez, how did you miss that when we saw you miss something worse? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, like, listen, you got Hussam, you got Zabiri there on the other side of the, you know what I'm saying? These are all conversations that we need to be having regardless. And we're in September now. We've got until December. Like, that's a bit of time to get all of this sorted out. So yeah, I think, yeah, these guys pattern it all up, and then yeah, man, we'll take it from there. But guys, let me head on out of here. Let me continue the rest of the day. Those K-Mac, man, can't be. Yeah, they are probably better content creators than football players. There are probably better content creators than football players. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get what I mean? Like, we'll see. We'll see. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, we will see what that looks like on a football pitch. Because I think what would be so funny would be, I think that some of you will change your perception of someone based upon the games. Not in every case. Like, obviously, it will just be little things. It will be little things. Because I still see the Christmas trees and stuff being put in the Coppish chat. So, and that was all a year ago. So yeah, it's gonna be it'll be interesting to see, man. And like I said, it's just more for fun. Like, ultimately, we're gonna be putting ourselves out there anyway. So we're the ones who are leaving ourselves exposed for that banter, regardless. So yeah, I'm just looking at that and I'm just thinking, yeah, nah, this will be fun. This will be fun. Listen, if I take a baggy touch, like, it's me who took the baggy touch. Now I can't chat to Salah anymore. Now I can't chat to Núñez and these kind of players. I can't chat to them anymore. You saw me take a baggy touch, ball ricocheted off my shins, and I looked crazy. Yeah. I don't think that will happen because I do feel like I've got a good first touch. But listen, it can happen in game football. So yeah, let's just see, man. Let's just see. But yeah, big up to all you guys, man. Again, big up to Tyler. Again, much love and appreciation for the super chats. Yeah, man, I'll catch you guys soon anyway. Later on today, we'll see what's up. I'll see if, like I said, I'll see if Enz and Savage are free. If they are, we can get this, we can do the stream later on. It'll be on my other channel. So yeah, we'll see what's popping over there on that side. But yeah, man, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And okay.